Coming up on the Paper Talk today, we'll be looking at a big rumour about a big transfer from a big striker. What? Karim Benzema to Manchester United? Surely not. Also, what's happening with Hannibal Mejbri? Let's have a look. Jay here for Stretford, Paddock. This is the Paper Talk. As you can see, I'm outside at Old Trafford and it's absolutely freezing, so make sure you've got your parkers on. Loads of stories to get through, some of them focusing on the morning after night before. Manchester United drawing at home to Spurs. Bit of a disappointing result considering the fact that we took the lead twice. Erik ten Hag spoke about it after the game. He spoke about a couple of things. He spoke about Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the fact, I think Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos, some of the Ineos representatives were here, and he would have said the fact they would have seen a team that was fighting for each other. United did seem to be up for it. We're just a little bit sloppy defensively, which has been a trait throughout the entire season. Also as well, he spoke about the penalty incident with Alejandro Garnacho. Now, we didn't get that penalty. Now, if you saw it, you might go, well, the defender's got his hands around Garnacho. Garnacho goes down a little bit unnaturally. Is that a penalty? Well, if that's not a penalty, then neither was the one against City, where Rasmus Højlund was adjudged to have fouled Rodri. Because if you look at that, that was far softer than what happened to Garnacho. The defender's got both hands around Garnacho, and this is a trait we've had throughout the entire season. Manchester United just not getting the decisions at all, and the level of inconsistency throughout the Premier League and throughout refereeing decisions when it comes to United has been completely infuriating. And Erik ten Hag mentioned that, and he sort of said, hopefully it'll sort itself out. But he mentioned as well the Christian Romero handball at Spurs, which wasn't given, and then a few weeks later, similar incident at Arsenal, and it is given. No consistency, and United seem to be suffering because of that. Hannibal Mejbri, there was conflicting reports here. Fabrizio Romano said that Hannibal Mejbri was going to go to Sevilla, which is about to be done. It's probably done by the time you've already watched this. But there's going to be a buyback clause. And then he did another tweet saying there isn't going to be a buyback clause. It looks like there's going to be an option for Sevilla to buy Hannibal Mejbri for 20 million euros, I think it is. But it doesn't look like Manchester United are going to be able to buy him back. Now, that is a little bit baffling because he's a good young player. It wasn't that long ago when he scored against Brighton that Erik ten Hag was saying he was sort of setting the standard. Also, when he played against Burnley, I think Erik ten Hag described his performance as pretty much perfect. So you've got a good young player who has put in some good performances, but you're not going to at least consider the chance of buying him back or getting him back here at Old Trafford. It is what it is. I'm a bit disappointed. I like Hannibal Mejbri. Hopefully it works out with him at Sevilla. We'll see. He might not even end up staying there. He might go on loan. It might not work out the way he wants to, and he might end up coming back to Old Trafford. Get involved in the chat and the comments and let us know what you think. On the incomings front, Guirassy, I saw this in the Daily Mail, saying that Manchester United, I think they got it from Court Offside, are looking to hijack West Ham's deal for Guirassy. He's obviously banging them in the Bundesliga. I think he's got about 14 goals or is it 17 goals in 14 appearances or something ridiculous. I think he goes his way with AFCON at the minute. He's a Guinea striker, but there's talk that United could be looking to get him in. I think he's got a buyout clause or a clause in his contract where he can buy him for around 70 million euros, which is pennies if you can get him. But if Manchester United even got that this window, I'm not so sure. It doesn't look like we have got much money to spend, so I wouldn't be surprised if that doesn't happen. A transfer that could happen, and I'm being serious, I'm going to say this straight face. Karim Benzema. Yeah, Karim Benzema to Manchester United. No, this isn't 2014 or whatever it was, all over again. In fact, it wasn't even 2014 we were linked with him, was it? It was about 2009. Yeah, he's over for playing for Al-Ittihad in Saudi Arabia. Scored 12 goals in 20 games, doing all right. They're due to go on tour in Dubai, I think, but he's not going to go with them. There's rumours and reports that that's because he could be coming to Old Trafford. Now, we'll have to wait and see what happens with this one. Is he going to end up at Old Trafford? Possibly. You'd have said this a couple of weeks ago and I said not a chance, but if United could get him in on a loan move or a free transfer, whatever, I think it'd be a loan move, then that might make some sense because we do like to buy experienced strikers. We usually like to get strikers that are probably a little bit past their best, and we do like to bring strikers in on massive money. So he ticks all those boxes. Also, he is still a very good player. Can he do it week in, week out in the Premier League? I think he can do a job for you. He's not the Karim Benzema that was at Real Madrid a few years ago, but I think he can still do a job, and he's a decent option to have from the bench or to rotate with. So we'll have to wait and see if anything comes of that. Little bit of rumours flying around, reports flying around. It looks like there might be a little bit of fire to that smoke. But as always, if there are any developments, we will keep you posted. Just let us know in the chat and the comments what you think of that move, whether you think it is going to happen. Also, I mentioned Sir Jim Ratcliffe before. He was here at Old Trafford. He said this is the most exciting deal he's ever been involved in terms of his purchase of 25% or it might be 29% of Manchester United. He also joked with reporters that he hopes when it's ratified, they don't find anything dodgy in his CV. Still waiting for obviously the Ineos partial takeover of Manchester United to go through. When that is all done, we will keep you posted as always. I just want to talk briefly as well about Mainoo. Mainoo, who I thought yesterday, there was a lot of chat. I watched Match of the Day and we were talking about Mainoo and how well he did. I don't think Mainoo had his best game yesterday. Now, I'm not criticising that because I thought he still played quite well, but I don't think it was his best game. And I think that shows you the level he's at. Now, you might go, Jay, what are you on about? He didn't have his best game. That shows you what level he's at. What are you talking about? Because even when he's not having his best day, he's still a very good player. He still did a good job for Manchester United. How many midfielders can you say that about for United? When some of our midfielders, well, some of our players in general, have an off day, they're woeful. They offer next to nothing. When Mainoo isn't having one of his better days, he still offers you a lot. And that's why he's such a good player, and that's what's sort of highlighted for me. You look at it, you think, okay, he's not exactly firing on all cylinders today, but he's still doing a good job. And that's why I think he's essential that Manchester United keep playing him. I know he's only 18, but even when he's not playing as well as he can do, he still brings something to the team. And I thought it was quite telling that in a big game against Spurs, he started. A lot of other midfielders were available. Scott McTominay was available. Casemiro was available. Yeah, he went with Mainoo, and I'm glad he did because, like I say, I thought he did a good job, and I think it highlights just how important he is to this team and how good a player he is. At the age of 18, even when he's not fully at the races, he's still mint. Get involved in the chat and the comments. Make sure you are subscribing to the channel if you've not done already. We want to get to 750,000 subscribers by the end of the season. We're going to have the Paddock podcast later on. We're also going to have Premier League P-Take later on with Anna McCullough and Joe Smith, so you don't want to miss out on that. I've been Jay Motty outside a very cold Old Trafford. Thanks for watching. Yes, the man, the myth, the legend, John Shin is here and he's late. I want to tell you something, right, John?
Yes, sir. Yes,
I don't know how you do things in America or how you do things with United View, with Flex and KG, but on this channel, mate, we turn up on time. When I say be here at 8:45 because we're doing the news, you get in at 8:45, not 9 o'clock, yeah? So catch your breath. Go on, have a deep breath.
I have no excuse. I've had a very late night. We're here. Get to see Jay. Talk about the news with Manchester United. We're here. Come on, United. Let's go.
Right, I'm going to fire some quick fire questions at you.
Yes, sir.
If you can catch your breath, you're all right. Don't be dying on me.
I'm good.
Okay. Karim Benzema to Manchester United, you having that one?
I'll take it. I know that's unpopular, and I know Man United fans, well, the majority of Man United fans say, look, we can't continue to rely on the old school style of transfer business. We can't continue to sign short-term signings. We need to look long-term. But right now, for the sake of the long term, Karim Benzema might be a good short-term signing, if you catch my drift. You know what I'm saying? My brain's fried, but you get what I'm saying, though, yeah?
We always get what you're saying, son. Also, Hannibal to Sevilla. It looks like they might get a clause where they can buy him from us. Going to be sad to see him go if he goes?
Yeah, I think he brought a little bit of that madman factor. He kind of has that little bit of that bite, similar to Ander Herrera, and I think we need a little bit of that character in the dressing room and on the pitch, and I thought Hannibal was going to be a player for that sort of profile in this team, but if he goes, of course, as much as I think he has the quality and talent, I'd rather just see Manchester United try to maximize on profit, maximize on whatever they can in any aspect, and Hannibal going, it'll be sad, but 20 mil, it's pretty good business, isn't it?
And just finally, so Jim Ratcliffe was here yesterday. I know you were here as well. Are you excited about Ineos takeover? How are you feeling about it all?
Look, at the end of the day, Manchester United fans can only be cautiously optimistic if we're looking on the glass half full sort of perspective. And I'm hopefully optimistic that Sir Jim Ratcliffe and what they're going to bring to Old Trafford and Manchester United, it can only be positive. So I'm not going to think too much of it because at the end of the day, all we can do is pray and hope. And I think Sir Jim Ratcliffe, I'm going to really keep a keen eye on his first few moves. I think that's going to be very important on how he sort of, how we as fans can sort of gauge that barometer of what he might feel like at Manchester United. So I think that's very important.
Well, as long as he turns up on time, we'll be laughing, unlike some. Thanks a lot, John.